welcome to December, and happy birthday to all the December-born Capricorns. So, Capricorn, there is a total solar eclipse coming up, and it's coming up in your 12th house. It's coming up in Sagittarius. And it's making a beautiful alignment with Mars. And Mars is in your family sector at the moment and has been for quite a while. It's been quite a prolonged stay in 2020, true to form, of course. We also have another conjunction of your ruler coming up, but this time it's in Aquarius. Saturn enters Aquarius on the 17th, and you'll be so relieved to see Saturn go. It's time to say bye-bye. Hurrah! And to have Saturn and Jupiter aligning in your sector of money, well, that couldn't be more impressive over the coming years, but mostly in 2021. So Saturn enters Aquarius and leaves your sign. Before then, and we will get more into that in the mid-December reading because there's a lot happening before that too. This is a huge month. We need to split it, okay? In the first half of the month is Sagittarius season, and that total solar eclipse is bringing your attention to where you need to heal some things and let them go, where some feelings, some subconscious feelings that you may not even have been aware of have to come up so that you can finally let them go. The 12th house is a lot to do with endings and beginnings. It's where we gain more understanding about ourselves and who we truly were, as opposed to who we've been trying to find. And the eclipses over the last few years were in your 1st and 7th house. It was a lot to do with you and them. It was a lot to do with partnerships. Now we're looking deeper. And there's some stuff in there that really needed to come out. There's some stuff in there that really, needs to be brought to your attention. Because in some way, Capricorn is holding you back. It is leading to false foundations. It's leading to false hopes and ideals. It's leading to you building upon a vision of yourself, an idea of yourself that is not truly in alignment with who your soul believes you are. And that's not saying you're going to change everything in your life. It's just saying that there's some stuff in your soul that needs to come up. This is a lot to do with how you feel rather than the world around you. But there's some stuff that you've been burying, some feelings, 7 of Swords, some past deceits, something that you have been hiding from yourself. A fear, a rejection, a pain. Whatever this is, it has to come up so that you can let it go. Ooh. High Priestess and Judgment and the Queen of Cups. If you're dealing with a water sign, a Scorpio, a Cancer, Pisces, there's a lot more to this person than meets the eye. And with the aspects to Neptune in Pisces, not everybody has been speaking the truth about who they are and what they think. So there may be some interesting revelations coming around with a water sign. But I don't feel like it's a bad thing. And if it is a bad thing, it is a liberating thing. If it's a Pisces, if it's a Pisces, they for sure have something they want to say when Neptune goes direct. And Neptune will be direct in December. If it's a Scorpio, they also have something they want to say. But based on the zodiac signs, because one's a Pisces, one's a Scorpio, the delivery is pretty darn different. 7 of Pentacles. A Scorpio can sit on their feelings for a long time, even if they are quite explosive, and surprise you with what they really think. A Pisces will probably have a strange dream and just have to tell you all about it and figure it out as they go, that there's something on their mind that you can probably help with. I think with the water signs, you've been waiting on something for quite a while. And if it's a creative career, if it's a career feeling you're searching for to feel more fulfilled, to feel like things are actually moving or going somewhere in your career, there is a lot of stuff within you that wants your attention first. There's a lot of answers in the silence for you in December, at least in the first half. The second half is a pretty different story. But the first half, with the stellium in Sagittarius of Mercury, of the Sun, of the new moon, of Venus the next day, you have a few blocks that have been holding you back and you need to see them. And it was probably Saturn. You know, Saturn in your sign has taught you a lot of lessons. It's made things very harsh at times. Saturn is a tough teacher. You've had to go start over again with things that weren't up to scratch. You've had to relearn certain lessons. But it's all leading you towards something a lot more fulfilling and a lot more rewarding. Something that makes you feel love, whether it's love for what you do, love for who you are, love for where you are, love for who you're with, love for your family, and love for the people who have wronged you or challenged you in some way. There's been a lot of energy in your fourth house with Mars and Chiron. An aggressive kind of healing of the past. Family have been either secretive or passive aggressive, or just downright difficult. The past has felt more in your head than it should have been. And you're ready to let some of that out. You're ready to let some of the shadows have a light shone on them. You're ready to acknowledge some of the feelings that you have about certain people in your life. You're ready to see where maybe you've been a bit blind to somebody else's intentions. You're ready to see where maybe you have quite simply just been deceiving yourself in some way. And it's not your fault. As I say, Saturn has been a very tough master. So it makes sense that you've maybe ignored what's going on inside of you. It's felt more external. Because the first house and the 12th house are inherently different. The eclipse in the 12th house is where we see things that were previously unseen. It's where we see things that have actually been the predominant force behind all of our decisions. It's who we are shaped as when we are children. And there's a lot of curiosity about this month. The Sagittarius eclipse is unearthing a curiosity in you of who you truly are and what you truly want. The High Priestess and Judgment are these beautiful psychic knowings, these moments of just knowing. And when a feeling comes up that's quite unexpected, it's because it needs to be dealt with. You need to put the career on hold for 1 second and acknowledge the fact that you have feelings about something, even if they don't make sense. You've maybe been looking at some people in your life and saying, you know, you could say a bit more. Or you could do a bit more. Or you could have my back when I need you. In family and romantic relationships where there has been a challenge, you're leading up to a full moon in Cancer on the 29th. While the sun is in your sign, of course, the full moon in Cancer at 8 degrees on the 29th is bringing you a feeling of love. It's occurring in your 7th house of partnerships, where you truly connect with somebody else. If you're single, it may be with someone you hadn't previously been paying attention to. If you're in a relationship or dating, the lovers means that it's part of your life path, your life destiny, and that there's a development there that is significant, and quite possibly one you didn't see coming, but in a good way. For others of you, the start of December, I have to say, you really have some deep-seated stuff coming up that you did not see coming, that maybe your partner didn't see coming. Maybe your friends didn't see it coming. But people really love to see that human side of you anyway. The High Priestess in Judgment is calling attention to the darker side of life and saying that's okay. With the 7 of Pentacles, where you're waiting for stuff to grow and you're waiting stuff to happen, the block in between it is emotional clutter. The block in between it is some hurt, some disappointment that you have to acknowledge, because the psyche will be heard. The psyche demands to be heard. And maybe you're dealing with an air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, a Gemini, and that is where your happiness is. Maybe happiness is closer than you thought. And the surprises of December bring you toward it in a way that you didn't expect. Maybe that's with a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But you're going after that 10 of Cups. You are removing those swords. It is not a coincidence that the Lovers comes after the swords and the 10 of Cups also comes after the swords. You're pulling out some mental chatter, some mental clutter, some mental debris where you're in your head, where you're feeling anxious. And you're probably feeling anxious about how a connection is growing, how your work life is going, all of this different stuff. But what upsets us is rarely what is right in front of us. And that's what the total solar eclipse is. You're ready to let go of the past. You're ready to let go of these deceitful people, or this tricking yourself, or building on false foundations because you're trying to play into somebody else's definition of what you should be, or you're trying to play into this definition of what society says you should be. The Aquarian energy is changing the way we work in the world, and you don't have to do things the way you've always done. You can actually take your foot off the accelerator for just a moment. And if you feel in a relationship that somebody else is calling the shots, or sometimes their decisions upset you and you feel like they don't take into account what you want, tell them that. How will they know otherwise? It's probably important that you express to people that you are feeling a bit vulnerable or you're feeling a bit hurt by their actions. Because love seems to come in as a result, which is really beautiful. Saturn going into Aquarius is going to teach you that money isn't everything. It's great in everything, but it's not who you are. It's not what defines you. Your career actually isn't what defines you, because your 10th house is so much more than that. You rule the 10th house, and your 10th house is your beliefs, you know, the labels you give yourself. Sure, you could be a banker, but are you a feminist? Yeah, you could be an entrepreneur, but are you involved in a charity? What else is part of you that matters way more than what you do for a living? Because that part of you wants to be acknowledged. You don't have to neglect the 10th house if you neglect your career for a moment. And it's not even neglect, it's letting the other people do the work that they haven't been doing. Nematona, sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. Very 12th house. The chakras need aligned, Capricorn. You need to light some candles. You need to take a moment to find out what you believe in, because if you've been pacing through life without a spiritual practice, or you've been neglecting your belief system, or whatever it is makes you feel at peace, the 12th house is where you find it, where you reconnect with it. We have attachment, journey, and the world. You've completed a pretty tough karmic cycle, and we're all very proud. Saturn in your sign is no joke. I'm currently going through my Saturn return. The worst of it ends in January. I say the worst of it as if Saturn's that bad. It's your ruler, what am I talking about? But I understand the feeling of Saturn's presence. Something that you always have in your life being a Capricorn, but it's just felt that bit much lately. And you know, around the 20th, 21st, it might feel a lot. It might feel like this almighty relief of emotion where you just think, thank God that that's gone. That I've released these old attachments and I'm ready for a new journey in the new world that is coming in December for all of us. So when the heavy stuff comes up, be patient with yourself and understand that it's just about being ready for the next chapter. And the next chapter is a beautiful chapter for humanity. And that includes you. So let's have a little look in the extended and see what we've got. We go into the different signs. If you're dealing with a Pisces, if you're dealing with an Aries, that kind of thing. And we go more into the cards. We clarify the whole spread and take a deeper look at the energies. So happy birthday again to the December Capricorns. Happy healing to all of you, and a happy Christmas and a happy New Year and happy holidays. Just happy stuff. You're going to want to smack me whenever I'm saying happy, happy, happy after just saying feel things through, you know? But I'll see you guys soon. Bye.